This week we look back at the final of the Droopy Skulls Stud Open on Race Puppy 410 from Dundalk and the final of the DonO'Reilly.com Easter Cup from Shelbourne Park. Plus the highlight of this week's programme, the results of the 2004 National Greyhound Awards. But first, it's racing from Dundalk. The final of the Droopy Skulls at Stud Open on Race Puppy 410 took place at Dundalk Track last Friday, carrying a winner's prize of €10,000. All 6 dogs went to traps.
In Trap 1 we have Rough Event done by Mr Seamus Graham in County Carlow. This one's got a 100% strike rate. He's won all 3 heats of this stake, a son of Premier County and Marina's Tina. Very impressive sort. In Trap 2, wearing the blue jacket, that's Mustang Must Go for Mrs Anne Burke in Clonmel, trained by Stephen Burke. It's having its 4th race tonight. It's son of Head Honcho and Mustang Starsky. In Trap 3, Coola Vanny Beck for Mr Noel Brown and Mr Shane Taggart in Castle Island, trained by Fraser Black, a winner of 1 from 3. This son of Knock Even Star would want to produce his 2174 trial here we did back on March the 3rd. In Trap 4, in the black jacket, Knock Even Can for Mr David Miles in England, and trained by Owen McKenna, a winner of 1 from 3. His son of Knock Even Major in Valencia missed. This one's recorded as fast as 21.84 when winning its first round heat here back on March the 18th. And for the Cuchulainn Team Syndicate in Trap 5 we have Droopy's Promise, a winner of 2 from 3. This son of Jamela Tiger and Droopy's Andreas, trained by Ian Riley, recorded as fast as 22.03 in the second round of this event. And in Trap 6, the last one we see, that's Skillful Telstar for Mrs Anne Moore in Ashford, trained by William Atchison in Northern Ireland, a winner of 1 from 3, his son of Jamela Tiger and Miss Forbes. This one could be the fly in the ointment, caught the eye running on very well behind Rough Event in the semi-final. That's the 6 runners for the final of the Droopy Skulls at Stud Puppy 410. They're going to traps. And they hit the lids, and Skillful Telstar away to a big break on the outside. He leads by 1.5 lengths from 1. Rough Event for Seamus Graham, a big run along the rails, a few lengths back to the 3rd. That's Knock Even Can in the black jacket of 4, but up front Rough Event, he's opened up by about 3 lengths from 6. Skillful Telstar for William Atchison running wide, but he's still close enough if he's good enough. Rough Event though, he's opening up, he's going to win this by about 2 lengths. 1, Rough Event wins it in style from 6. Skillful Telstar back in 2nd, and 3rd, number 4, Knock Even Can. The time 21.78. So the complete result of the Droopy Skulls at Stud Unraced Puppy 410. First, number 1, Rough Event for Seamus Graham and Carlo. Second, number 6, Skillful Telstar. And third, number 4, Knock Even Can. The time 21.78. He's some stylish greyhound, Seamus.
Yeah, he's run well all the heats. He won all the heats, and he won from 1, he won from the middle, and he won from the outside. So the boxes seem to come alike to him. You would think halfway up he was going to be challenged tight enough, but when he get to the bend he was always well clear. Like,
he's like a good jockey. He hears the paws hitting the ground behind him and he keeps pulling out more. A great dog. Where are you going next with him, Seamus?
We'll have to go to the drawing board and see. We don't know yet.
Michael Dunphy, the sponsor of the event. Great crowds here at Dundalk to witness these dogs. I mean, some classy performers.
Yeah, and the betting there was brilliant in the final night. There was a lot of money changing hands. It was a good night, and you know, it's a great stake, and it's a great gallop here, like this 410. Like it's a good test of the ground, and he looks a real good dog. Like, and if you look at him now, he could go a lot farther. Like, you know.
€75,000 DonO'Reilly.com Easter Cup reached its conclusion last Saturday night at Shelbourne Park, a competition which has attracted a large crowd throughout. First, let's take a look back at the consolation final, offering a prize of €2,000 to the winner.
The consolation final of the DonO'Reilly Easter Cup in 1 Mr Shrimp, 2 Drummer Boy, 3 Enchanting Hero, 4 Bad M's, 5 FARLOE Cricketer, 6 Jamie McJack. The favourites in 3 Enchanting Hero. Here behind the box, away they go, and he's away quite well, but it's number 5 FARLOE Cricketer out fast, and 2 Drummer Boy now leads into the bend, and 6 Jamie McJack goes up fast, and it's number 2 into the far side, Drummer Boy, from 6 Jamie McJack. Then comes 4 Bad M's and 3 Enchanting Hero, heading towards the 3rd bend with number 2 Drummer Boy in front. Jamie McJack is running strongly in 2nd, number 6, and there's just a length, a little over between them on the final bends, with 2 Drummer Boy in front. Jamie McJack is 2nd, but up the straight is number 2 Drummer Boy is going to win this one. Number 2 Drummer Boy wins the consolation. 2nd is number 6 Jamie McJack, and 3rd number 4 Bad M's. The time 28.60. The result of the consolation final. The winner, number 2 Drummer Boy, owned by Seamus Murphy and trained by Paul Hennessy. Second, number 6, Jamie McJack. Third, number 4, Bad Ems. The time, 28.60.
Well, Seamus, Drummer Boy, a reasonably recent acquisition for you, but he's a tidy little dog and won the race nicely.
Yes, he won very well. We're delighted with him, actually. He's done a very good time, and we actually had 2 dogs in the race, and we thought we didn't know which one was going to be there. As it turned out, we had the other fellow was last, but he should have been second.
He'll win a lot of races for you.
Oh, well, hopefully. We're looking forward to something good for the future. We had a few good ones with Paul in the last couple of years, and now this fella's looking like he's going to take that place, so we're looking forward to a good time now over the next year or two.
Well, there you have it. We've seen the consolation final of the DonaldRiley.com Easter Cup. Drummer Boy won it for Paul Hennessy. Can Hennessy complete a double here with Tyrer Ted? He's the favourite. He wears the stripes. He's one of the fastest trackers in Ireland. He's a perfect draw. He's certainly the one to beat. But don't rule out the likes of MINEOLA, FARLOE, Blue Majestic and a certain Droopy's Corelli, who races for his new owner, Harry the Dog Finlay. It promises to be an absolutely cracking final. Let's join Michael for the runners.
In Trap 1, Count Corleone, owned by Conor Kelly, a son of Droopy's Vieri and Kylie Sonia. 7 wins from 18. Good starter, inclined to move a bit wide coming out. Number 2, Blue Majestic, one of 2 runners in the race for trainer Seamus Graham, who won it last year with Premier Fantasy. This one owned by Fantasy's owner Michael McElhatton. He's a son of Top Honcho and Marina's Tina, a dog with brilliant early pace. Number 3, one of the real stars of last season, MINEOLA, FARLOE, owned by Seamus McCluskey, also trained by Seamus Graham. This fella's son of Top Honcho and FARLOE Dingle. On his way back to his best form, could tonight be the night. 4 is Senehil Gift, owned by Liz Bodie, trained by Paul Hennessy, a son of Larkill Joe and Senehil Ridge. He's won 3 of his 10 races, a very strong finisher. Going from 5, we have Droopy's Corelli, now owned by Harry Finlay, purchased during the week. This dog trained by Owen McKenna, a son of Droopy's Vieri and Droopy's Nelly. Brilliant early pace. And on the outside in 6, the hot favourite, Tyrer Ted, owned by PJ Fahy, trained by Paul Hennessy, a son of Top Honcho and Watch the Market, already the winner of the Tote Gold Cup this year, perfectly drawn. He's the one to beat. The final of the 2005 DonaldRiley.com Easter Cup. The hot favourite, Tyrer Ted, is in 6. And away to go, and he's away quite well. But number 4 is out well set out gift. So is number 3, MINEOLA, FARLOE. And MINEOLA, FARLOE leads into the bend and scampers clear around the corner. It's number 3, MINEOLA, FARLOE in front. From 2, Blue Majestic second. Then comes 1. In third, that's Count Corleone. Down the far side is MINEOLA, FARLOE out front from 2, Blue Majestic. And Graham 1-2. Now Tyrer Ted is absolutely flying in third. But has he left it too late? It's 3, MINEOLA, FARLOE comes to the line. He wins the €50,000 prize. Number 3, MINEOLA, FARLOE the winner. Second is 6, Tyrer Ted. And third, number 2, Blue Majestic. The time a brilliant 28.39. The result of the 2005 DonaldRiley.com Easter Cup. Number 3, MINEOLA, FARLOE, trained by Seamus Graham for Seamus McCluskey. Second, number 6, Tyrer Ted. And third, number 2, Blue Majestic. The time a brilliant 28.39. Well worth having another look at. Crowding at the start, number 2, Blue Majestic suffers, but 3, MINEOLA, FARLOE gets away well. 6, Tyrer Ted doesn't get the run to the bend, has a lot of running to do from there, but suddenly it's MINEOLA, FARLOE has opened up a big gap over his kennel companion, Blue Majestic. Back in 4th now is number 6, Tyrer Ted, going past Count Corleone in 3rd. He's absolutely devouring the ground, but MINEOLA, FARLOE has gone just that bit too far. He's beginning to tie up close home, but number 6 finishing fast, but MINEOLA, FARLOE has done it. A brilliant success here for MINEOLA, FARLOE.
Well, the man approaching me here, Seamus McCluskey, well done. If ever a dog deserved to win a big one, it was MINEOLA, FARLOE. Thereabouts all last year, and tonight was the night.
And not only that, all last year he kept winning all the time, winning after one race after the other, and they come to the final, he didn't win. This year, the first race he won's the big final. But in fairness, it's the first time he got the all clear from the vet during the week. It's the first time he's been right all week. And Seamus Graham, as usual, did miraculous things. Miraculous.
I know it'd be impossible for you to tell me what happened in the race, but it's like this. He bombed out, he got there, and he stayed there. Well done, lad.
I'm hoarse. When I was 16 years old, my old uncle says, don't be roaring and shouting, there's other people being losing here tonight. Tonight I just was roaring from the minute the traps went up. I just roared the whole way home. Couldn't even tell you how, other than the fact they come across the line in front, and that's good enough for me.
Now tell me this. You won a consolation derby last year.
Yeah.
I gather the aim is to go a little bit better this year.
Well, Seamus is talking about Wimbledon might suit him, And I mean, whenever Seamus can do these things, you don't argue with him. You know, if he wants to go to Wimbledon, we'll be going to Wimbledon.
But he went close enough in Wimbledon last year with Premier Fantasy, who indeed had won this competition. Oh no, tragedy on that occasion, but maybe this year it could be a different story.
Premier Fantasy is just an unbelievable dog. I mean, at the end of the day, my dog's a super dog, absolutely super dog. I still think Premier Fantasy is the best thing that has been an Irish Greyhound race in lifetimes, you know. So I even mentioned my dog in the same breath as great, you know. But you know, we'll see. I mean, I think this dog is, as I say, he's just coming back, and it is the first time he's been sound this year, 100% sound, and you saw what he did, and the time speaks for itself.
It's like this. Tonight is MINEOLA FARLOE's night. It's Seamus McCluskey's night. Enjoy it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Donald, the sponsor, it turned out to be a fantastic stake for you.
Excellent. I mean, it's been great throughout. I mean, I think even just looking at the crowd here tonight, I mean, it has grown since last year. It's amazing really to see the turnout. But to see an upset like there was tonight, I was told all week there was only one dog in this, and it's great to see that there is such a variation in the competition there. Like, and I think it was a great result. And there's a lot of cheers out there, so I think somebody won a few pounds tonight anyway. Well,
it just goes to show the strength and depth that MINEOLA FARLOE can come out as one of the outsiders.
Absolutely. I mean, I was watching the clock there, and I mean, it was going so close. You knew it was going to be close to 28 seconds. Last year we had a track record broke here. It was looking like it could well happen tonight. And you know, 28-39 I think it was a great time, and it just goes to show the quality of the dogs that are going into this competition, and it's great for me and it's great for everyone involved.
And it's certainly great for the man beside you, and I think we'll give him the last word. Seamus Graham, well done. You're making a habit of this. You won it last year with Premier Fantasy, and now MINEOLA FARLOE. He certainly deserved a big one.
Yeah, he was always very lucky during the heats of stakes last year. So I didn't talk to too many about it, but Brian Jones didn't want him to run at the start. And I said, Jesus, it's the Easter Cup, I want to run in it. And last Tuesday, he checked it and he says, it's the first time I can say it was right. God bless him.
The rest, they say, is history.
Yeah. Like, he's always a right little dog. But when I think of the other fella.
Well, listen, you've won it twice in a row. You went to Wimbledon with Premier Fantasy.
I love this man's money.
It's looking that way, all right.
So does that mean you're going to try again next year?
Well, I'm getting old. They tell me I'm getting old.
I'll have to go for 3
I don't feel that way.
Seamus, well done.
Thanks very much.
We're in the Osprey Hotel Nace for the big social night of the year on the Irish Greyhound calendar. Tonight we will be honouring the stars of 2004 at the National Greyhound Awards. It really was a magnificent year on the track, but tonight, as I said, we will be honouring those that lit up the track scene. One of the men that helped organise tonight was Peter Franklin of the Irish Greyhound Board. Peter, it's shaping up like a tremendous night, but I know an awful lot of organisation went into it.
Absolutely, you know, there's been a great team of people working from Board and Gone for the last number of weeks on this event, and it is the main off-track celebration for all the nominations, the Hall of Fame awards, for people involved in the industry. It's going to be a great night ahead. You know, people will enjoy it, and I'm sure there's exciting moments as the names are going to be called out for the recipients of the awards.
Indeed, the atmosphere has already started to heat up at this stage. An awful lot of doggy talk going on, but as you said, the stars will be honoured tonight.
Absolutely, I'm sure there's a lot of dogs bought and sold here tonight, and you know, as I say, there is an exciting build-up to the night ahead. I just wish I was winning one of the awards myself. You know, who knows, maybe in the future.
Yes, indeed, maybe in the future, Peter. Well, there you have it. We're here once again to honour the stars of 2004. We'll be joining Michael very soon for the presentation of the awards themselves.
Two categories already announced prior to last Sunday's event were the Hall of Fame Award and the Brood Bitch of the Year, which went to the Reggie Roberts-owned Newbridge Girl.
Well, Reggie Roberts, I know you're never short of a word or two. Newbridge Girl, Brood Bitch of the Year, must be a special achievement for yourself.
It's brilliant. She's been an excellent Brood Bitch. All her progeny have been brilliant. We have a few more pups by Droopy's Reese and by Blackjack Tom, so hopefully some of those might turn out good. Disguised, he was very hard dog to train last year. We had kidney problems, but this year I think he's stronger and better. Saturday night I was pleased with him. He was in trap 6, didn't break too well, but he ran on very well. So he's just coming back into form now, hopefully. Brazil, she has something wrong with her at the moment. We haven't quite solved it yet. So it was a big setback when she got sick, but we're hoping that she'll be better again to run. She's exceptionally good. She only ran a few races, but she has brilliant speed all around.
There were two recipients of the 2004 Hall of Fame Award, Mr. Dennis O'Mara from Thurles and Mr. Bertie Lupton from Youghal.
Well, I don't know what to say. I'm standing beside two Hall of Famers. I'm honoured, lads. Bertie, it must be a great thrill for yourself tonight.
Massive thrill. Never expected it in the wide world, you know.
You must have one great memory over the years. Could you tell us one?
Jeepers, I couldn't think of any particular one, but you know, on that point of you all going well, you know, I meant to mention it up there where we had Dog of the Year in the UK this year, Firehide Dan. He ran his first race in Youghal in an unraced stake, and the Dog of the Year in the UK last year, the previous year, Tim's Crow was bought after his qualifying trial in Youghal. So if you can make it here, you'll make it anywhere.
Well, Dennis will say that Thurles has had equally a good impression in the last few years, but Dennis, you must be thrilled tonight yourself, a Hall of Fame winner.
Well, I was a bit reluctant because I thought the adjudicators had gone over the top a bit, you know, and there were other players, but I was delighted when I heard this man in it, because at least he was a good man, you know, and is a good man. He's doing a great job in Youghal, and I was down there, it's turned inside out actually, you know, and it shows you what a good management can do, you know. And in Thurles, we're quite happy where it's going, and we get this new building going, it'll make the place. And in the long term, we'll hope we'll be making fairly decent money for our shareholders and for the Greyhound people who come into our track.
Well, Thurles certainly going bigger and better. But let it be said, lads, it's great to see a Thurles man and a Cork man sort of standing side by side and complimenting each other. Well done, lads.
Well, you know, we're great friends with the Cork people.
I'm a fan of the Tipperary man.
Now, folks, we move on to the actual racing greyhounds and the awards for the year. And we commence with the stamina set. Marathon racing growing in popularity all the time in this country, and we enjoyed some remarkable performances in the past 12 months. But the voting was close, mighty close. But sheer consistency over the entire year decided in favour of a greyhound called Air Force Honcho.
PJ Fahy, you've never been shy about spending a few quid to buy a good greyhound. Air Force Honcho, though, I believe a bit of a bargain, and just what a greyhound he was for you.
Yeah, he's a fabulous greyhound. We bought him in February from Keith. It's the first time I've had a marathon greyhound, and I always kind of hope that I get one sometime. And Paul recommended that I buy Air Force Honcho, and we had one absolutely hell of a year with him.
He was a true star.
Absolute fantastic animal. As tough as nails. He won 15, I think, and he was second, I think, another 12. Broke 4 track records. A dream greyhound.
It was a great year, and there was good stairs around, you know. Smiling Man was an exceptional one that night in the Cork Cullen. I thought that might get it for him, but I mean, I suppose the fact that our dog ran the whole year through, and he was consistent the whole year through, you know, and it's nice to see, you know, that being rewarded too. But he was a tremendous animal, there's no doubt about it.
Right, folks, we move from one extreme to the other. We go from the marathon to the sprint. And we were lucky in 2004 to have a number of top sprinters. It wasn't an easy choice, but the panel came up with one dog. It has to be only one dog. Sycamore Dan, the sprinter of the year.
Well, James, Sycamore Dan, sprinter of the year. It's always a thrill to have a great greyhound, but when you have such a real speed merchant, a pure speed like Sycamore Dan, it must be a real treat.
Incredible, actually. I suppose he has given me incredible enjoyment. I suppose for a dog that in his 4th year, in his 4th race, sustained a fracture in the bone of his wrist. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I would see this night.
And so we come to the big two, commencing with the bitch of the year. The claims of all three were strong, but again, sheer consistency. The brilliance decided in favour of a greyhound called Legal Moment.
That night in the Oaks, it must have been an incredible night for you.
It was a night really to remember, Ian. I couldn't believe it. She broke, and when she went into the first bend in front and out of the second bend, she was a length or two in front, and I knew it was all over at that stage. That no way could any of the bitch from behind beat her at that stage. It was just a night to remember.
I suppose we don't actually realise what sort of a bitch she was. You know, when you own something like her, you don't. We do appreciate it, but you don't in a way. You know what I'm saying? If someone else had it, you'd be talking about her for a lifetime. And it's only now that we really realise how good she was.
Now we come to the final Greyhound Award of the evening, the Dog of the Year, a year of absolutely outstanding performers. And would you believe it, the likes of the English Derby winner Droopy Scolds, Produce Stakes winner Geldrop's Touch, and the Laurels winner Board of Light, they didn't even make the final three. I know the panel, we've been lashed, lacerated, we're ready to be strung up from everywhere else already before anything is done. We've heard it all. But the final trio oozed class. It's not a case, folks, of telling stories out of school, but this was probably the closest voting affair in the history of the Irish National Greyhound Awards. Indeed, it was finally decided by the very last vote, and it depended on which dog was voted second and the other dog voted third. The votes were tallied by DJ Histon, and by a whisker, the Dog of the Year, Track Greyhound of the Year for 2004. Can you bear it? It's Premier Fantasy.
12 months ago, he won this title, Dog of the Year with Climate Control, and now Premier Fantasy has won. He was an incredible greyhound.
He was the best greyhound I've seen race in 40 years. You read his card, he has won defeat in his last 9 races in what? Derby company all the time. And he was only 2-year-old at the time.
Well, as you say, he was the best you ever trained. You trained 3 Derby winners. The man beside you owned 1 Derby winner. Michael, I know he was an incredible greyhound. It ended in tragedy, but for those, literally for those few races that he had, it was just an experience you'll never forget.
Yeah, for a few months Ian and I were on Clyde 9 with us ground. It was just a serious machine, probably having won a Derby and a couple of Oakses and been lucky enough to be associated with Seamus 3 great times. This is the best greyhound that I ever owned and probably ever will own.
No doubt. I know you're very partial to a drop of bubbly. Perhaps tonight you'll celebrate the life, career, and the future at stud of Premier Fantasy.
I've been known to have another glass of bubbly, and maybe tonight if you'd like to join me, I'll do the buying. If you're willing to drink it, you'll have a good partner myself.
There was an extra special award announced on the night. This went to 2 people who were chosen as the Irish Greyhound Industry Ambassadors.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final award recipients tonight, wonderful, wonderful Greyhound ambassadors, Terry Corden and Helen Roach.
Hugely deserved by 2 great lovers of the greyhound industry. Well, that concludes the awards ceremony for 2004, a major success for all concerned. Next week, we'll be bringing you the semi-finals of the Green Park Lodge Open 570 from Longford and those of the McCarthy Insurance Cork Oaks from Curraheen Park, the quarter-finals of the Red Mills Produce Stakes from Clonmel, and we'll also bring you the final of the Bagot Racing Open 750.
For a complete fixtures list and more information, log on to the Irish Greyhound website at www.igb.ie.